afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. I'm Daryl J. Bennett. I'm guest hosting here at We the People with Dr. Noor. Today is a very exciting day, an interesting day, an unprecedented day in American history. It is both the celebration of Dr. King, as you would know. I'm proud to say I am also an alumnus of Morehouse College. That's where he went to college, and we celebrate a day that is actually celebrated in over 100 other nations, where we just really set aside to talk about what it means to fight for justice and fight for liberty and fight for the equality of all people. Also, of course, today is the Iowa caucuses, which is the first votes.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Bennett, Daryl Bennett,
Yeah,
to hosting the People's Voice and Politics,
absolutely.
and you invite me as a guest.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I don't know. I can answer all political questions, but I'm gonna try. Thanks to Almighty.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's start.
First, your question is our American leader, human rights leader, world leader, one of the best human being for the voice for the people,
Absolutely.
Dr. King.
Absolutely.
Whole American, we are enjoying the day, holiday today, behalf of Dr. King. Who is the Dr. King? This generation knows, current generation knows, they have to be knows every single thing in America. We are enjoying our voice. We are enjoying our freedom. We are enjoying our everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Dr. Noor, we say that this is a day on and not a day off. And we
But-
know why we say that, of course.
But this is the man. We fight for our voice. Your voice, my voice, all minority voice, all African American voice, all Asian voice, all rights in America. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I think it's a reason why this holiday is not just celebrated in America, it's celebrated in over 100 nations, including nations like Georgia, which have less than 5% of the people that are minorities. Why do you think Dr. King has had such an impact over the years and has continued to have such an impact?
In America, is not a great country. Whole world watching what is America doing for democracy. Really, America doing democracy? Who bring the democracy in America? America is one of the still was one of the racist country in this planet. Sorry to say that. So I don't want to open my mouth. I fight every single day. You fight every single day. In American minority, we fight still every single day for our democracy, human rights for the world, and human being, whole planet, plus 8 billion plus people. Whatever the Dr. King say, million people march in Georgia, Washington. We are the people. Government is nothing. People can bring their voice, their rights, their fundamental everything. We send them Congress, Senate, White House, doing the job for us. Really? They're doing the job? Now they're doing for job for special interest and lobbyists. This is the politics. But America supposed to be. Biden say world vacant. Really? This is the gift you give whole of the world right now, Eastern Europe, West Africa, all way, whole Middle East. This is the democracy you're doing? No. People want, American people need strong man in White House. He can hear people's voice, not underground and some 1%, half percent people surrounding, special interest and lobbyists. That's why no one like Donald Trump. He don't take any advice. He don't take any general advice. He don't take any, too many advisor. He said, listen, I have a head, I have a hair, and I have a God-gifted eye.
So before we get to Donald Trump, because we definitely want to cover that, the Iowa caucuses, everything that's happening there, I do want to ask you this. What do you think Dr. King would say about what's happening now in both the widening conflict in the Middle East as well as the unrest that's happening right here in this nation?
Mr. King, his voice is peace, love, and happiness for the human being. As a human being, black, white, brown, Asian, or Arab thinking they are white. This is another crucial thing in Middle East. Yeah.
You touching all the issues today. I didn't know we were going this deep. Okay, keep going.
World is one. God gifted one. Two person He sent in this planet. Father Adam and Mother Hawa. Now we are 8 billion people plus.
Fascinating.
Think about it. He knows what He gonna do. If we doing good things for the human being, we're gonna return good things. If we do not do good things, we never gonna get good things. You see, after 7 days, so many disasters in America, flood, cyclone, and so many lava, so many things going on, one corner to another corner. Billions of taxpayer money goes hell. Reason? Why? God is watching what kind of job we are doing in this planet. We doing right things or wrong things. If we kill somebody over there, God gonna kill us over here. This is the Holy Quran and Bible. All religious books, they have written. If you kill any human being, I don't give you any right to kill any human being. Who you are to kill any human being?
But we've legalized killing and we've put a great name to it.
Exactly.
We push buttons behind desks and offices. So let's talk a bit, if we could, about what's happening today. The Iowa caucuses. We know that it's probably going to be the coldest there ever in living memory, if not in history, during a caucus night. What do you think we're going to see come out of tonight? Do you think the former president is going to prevail?
Brother, one of the drama things, American history, American politics, I never saw last 249 years. Second time, one of the president run, or current ex-president, Donald Trump. No one did before. If you're going to check on the history, if someone failed one time, they're gone. They are writing book, or they are doing the speech, or they are relaxing on the beach or somewhere.
Well, if I could just kindly correct you, we've had two that have done it before. Grover Cleveland was president for one term. He lost against Benjamin Henry Harrison, yes, and then he came back. And then Theodore Roosevelt was actually the youngest president ever in history. Most people think it's Kennedy because he was the youngest elected, but
How old
Theodore
is he?
Roosevelt was president as a result of William McKinley having died in office or
Oh,
being killed in 1900. Remember, he finished out McKinley's term, he ran again and won, and then when William Taft became president after him, he then ran against him. And he
Okay.
actually ran on because the Republican Party did not renominate him, even though he had been the president before. He created his own party called the Bull Moose Party. And so it was him, William Taft, and Woodrow Wilson. We know the outcome, of course. Woodrow Wilson won that election, and that's probably why we ended up in World War I, because he ended up splitting the Republican vote. So this has happened before. The difference here is, Dr. Noor, we've never had it where we've had a former president that has been embroiled in not just scandal, but indictments and potentially convictions. So
Yeah, he have a cold day tomorrow.
you said he has a cold day tomorrow?
No, court.
A court date. Yeah. Oh, here in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Justice Department and New York State Attorney General, and I don't know, he was a president. He had to get some relax. But our country, United States of America, law and order, the current administration, pushing him on all the way on the wall. Hope Iowa caucus, he's going to be winner.
Who will be Donald Trump?
Ex-president, still he is, he's Nikki Haley, 26% less than Donald Trump. And Governor Santos, he's all the way like,
Yeah, I mean, he's not even, I don't even think he's a factor at this point.
he's not a factor.
Yeah.
He's not a factor. Donald Trump already saying regarding Nikki Haley. He said last night, people asking him, what do you think, Nikki? She's a wonderful woman.
Is that what he said?
A wonderful woman, wonderful ambassador, wonderful running governor. But I don't think so. She can run the United States of America.
Yeah. Well,
She's my good friend, everything. She's not my...
that's what he said. Wow. Well, you want to know something that's interesting? I mean, saying that that's his good friend, and we'll see how this plays into his hands. What we've found out is that over the past week, his campaign has spent $4.5 million against targeting, or his super PACs have spent $4.5 million targeting Nikki Haley. They've spent zero targeting Governor DeSantis. And, Nikki Haley, I think there's still much for us to learn about her. That's not her real name, right? That's not her real name, and that's a whole nother thing. Maybe we shouldn't touch that. Tell me this.
You want to bring the Indian name.
I mean, I think it's a question as to why she's changed her name.
Listen.
Why she never talks about that at all. I mean,
Listen, when she gonna be, if she is gonna be candidate, so many things gonna be coming on the...
I mean, you've never seen a picture of her parents. I mean, so it's something else that's happening there that I think Nikki Haley needs to disclose. But let me ask you this. When we talk about Donald Trump, do you believe, Dr. Noor, that our democracy can stand a Donald Trump second presidency?
Exactly as a true. Our constitution run by own way, and he cannot change it. No one can. You cannot change it. I cannot change it. Number one. Number two. America president is not running anything. He have a superpower. He don't run anything. We have a Congress. We have a Senate.
But what about the Congress and the Senate that's just been under his thumb?
Listen, probably if not, if Congress is his, now he's Republican. If his, Senate is not his, Congress passed something, Senate is never going to be passed. So what's going to happen?
Well, maybe it'll go to the courts. And we know that in his 4 years, he helped put in more than half of the judiciary. Most people just think about the non-Supreme Court justices. But what we forget is there's over 200 other judges, and both that sit at the district level and at the appellate level.
I know.
He put in more than 50% during his 4 years.
Yeah.
So when we think about the three branches of government, if he's running the executive government, if the judicial branch is already pretty much being stacked by his nominee. I mean, they overturned Roe versus Wade, and most of us thought that would never happen. I'm not giving an opinion about it either way. I'm just saying most of us just never thought it would happen in our lifetime. And now the legislative branch, even if it's deadlocked, I mean, it seems to me that the cards are stacked. And the Constitution, Dr. Noor, if I could push back on you, the Constitution has been changed. That's why we have amendments.
Who gonna do the amendment? Congress, Senate.
Well, in state legislatures, some of the same state legislatures that are now taking
his part.
they're taking critical race theory out of schools. They're taking entrepreneurship out of schools, right? So the state legislatures are no better in many instances.
Listen, I don't want to go all the way deep state. He called deep state. His administration. I don't want to go that way. Listen, foreign service run by their own way. State Department, they have their avenue. United States of America, whatever the president talking about is not going to be won. You know that. State Department run, he can set up the ambassador. He can set up the Secretary of State.
He can run the military. He can launch nuclear weapons.
But
he can change foreign policy. He can issue other, closed banks. I mean, it's
so many. You are right. He can do. He have some power. Okay. He have some power, but he have to fight. He have to push so much, then he can get it. But in America, it's very tough. Very tough. People. That's why today we are enjoying Mr. King holiday. Mr. King fight for our boys, your boys. That's why we are talking on the platform. We have a platform. We can talk about it. Think about it. Used to be, we cannot say anything.
Well, you bring it up, so let's talk about it. Dr. King was killed in the late 90s, and he didn't die. Like we said, he was killed in the late, in the late 1960s. 1960s. It wasn't until 1981, after a long and protracted campaign by Coretta Scott, his wife, that we even got the holiday. Reagan was president, and he did everything other than stand in the doorway like George Wallace did years before to keep it from happening. So we didn't get this holiday just because he did great things and he had a wonderful legacy. It was because after his murder, there were people who refused to let his legacy die. They fought, they pushed. So I don't know if I share your optimism, right, or absolute faith in the American system. I think if we have the people who are bent on usurping the democracy and high levels of power.
Brother, you bring crucial, the question you bring, Mr. Ex-President Donald Trump, crucial question, international question. This is democracy is American bread and butter. Our bread and butter. He cannot destroy. Number one. Number two, he can try. So, listen, George W. Bush, for nothing, killing millions of people in Middle East. What did he get? He do not kill even Osama bin Laden. He knows where is the Osama bin Laden.
But Osama bin Laden didn't target his dad like he told us.
Nothing.
He was after Saddam Hussein from the very beginning because of what he did with his dad. He said he wanted to kill his daddy. So we know what that was about.
This is crucial thing, crucial head, mental sickness. So America, if you're going to be president, you have to be respect all race, all color, all human being. Sometimes he talking on on the podium, when he coming on the power, all southern border people came over here, everyone gonna be deportation. Who gonna deport? Who gonna deport? How they gonna deport? Where is the money come from? Where is the budget come from?
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think what I hear you saying is there are certain powers that the president does not have, even though it's the illusion that he has it, and that he could talk a good game, and there's some things that couldn't change. The only thing that I'm saying is that there's a lot that can be changed.
Yeah,
could
like
be
he destroyed, he showed the whole of the world. People is laughing when you go overseas. You proud to say you are American. When you give your passport or your identity someplace, your business card or anything. Oh, you from this time when he was the president. I've been somewhere in Europe and Middle East, in Dubai. Oh, the guy is crazy. I said, who is the guy is the crazy? President. I said, what is the president did? President love you guys. They love your oil. They love your sharwani. They love your everything. What he did? He closed down some border. I said, yeah, this is the international policy. Policymaker did. He just sounded.
Understand that.
He just sounded. Policymaker did.
So let's balance this out because can I just ask this? I mean, I'm not showing my hand here being Democrat or Republican or which way I lean.
We are not.
It's not a political show, but this is the point I want to make up. I want to balance this out. We have a president in office now that has now gotten us involved in what seems to be a third conflict. We're fighting what's happening in Ukraine. We're helping what's going on in Israel and that Hamas situation. And now we are launching strikes in Yemen. So we got out of Afghanistan to go into Yemen. And so I guess my question to you is it much better to have a president who seems to be bent on either escalating a war, creating a war, provocating a war?
Did you see, I vote for Donald Trump. First time.
Okay.
2016.
16. Okay. I understand that.
My family, my wife, my daughter, they vote for Hillary. My daughter, 5 days, she don't talk with me. And she said, you are.
I should laugh at that. But
she said, you are registered Democrat. Why you are vote for?
Why did you? I'm interested to know that. Why did you?
Exactly. I meet the guy a few times before the president's election.
Okay.
I meet with him in 1980s one time. 90s, few times, his seminar. He did so many seminars, so many places, So I meet with him. And I feel he is the New Yorker. And I live in New York. I'm proud to say one of the presidents from our city, Mr. Trump.
Okay, I got it.
That's all. I feel
because he was from New York.
New York, also he's businessman. He have a business idea, business team. He can do so many things in America. That's all. Nothing. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I'm not talking about the party line. So this is the way I give my vote, my friends or some other relative. I say vote for this gentleman.
Okay, so what about the second time, 2020, when he was running against Biden?
He has some crucial advisor, health situation in America. Corona came 19 October. You don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't.
What, in 2019 you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
2019 as our record.
That's. I don't.
Okay.
I don't know what you know. So.
Join us every Monday, 1 p.m. for the People's Voice and Politics on Millennium News 24. We're also airing every Monday at 1 p.m. on Roku TV, Amazon Prime, smart TVs, Android's iOS systems, Horizon satellites across the globe, all smart TVs, and we just want to thank everyone for tuning in because we're also tuning on MillenniumTVNews.com.
He's talking on the podium. People is love all of the world. You are the president of America. You don't have to be go on the podium every day to the health circulation. You have a press secretary, you have a health secretary. You have so many intelligence health advisor. What their job? Why you are going on the podium? You don't know anything health situation. You give the wrong information to the public. People is dying. So many people die in America. How many? Do you know how many people die in?
Unfortunate. I don't think anybody really knows, but I mean,
City of New York.
it was more people that needed to die, certainly. But how would we ever know? You know, because the reason why I say that, Dr. Norris, because look, my mom's been in the healthcare profession for 40 years.
My mom died.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my mom died.
And this is what we find, though. We find that while there may have been underlying conditions, people may have said that it was corona, or there were people dying of other things, and they weren't saying corona. So we really don't have a number. I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Thanks God. I took her hospital, and they tried to admit her. I see the hospital situation. They don't want to give me pass to get in when I show my ID. Authority. Then they gave me access to go, and I took my mom home. And if she die over there, I cannot get her body even. I don't know what else they're going to put. You know, do you understand? This is the situation.
Thanks for sharing that. So how did that experience sort of inform how you went into the polls in 2020?
That time, I feel I needed somebody experience holder. Someone knows policymaker. Someone understood in American mind. You know, they don't have to be coming all the time in the limelight on the camera. You have a job to do. You have so many workers, they can do their job. Yeah, you are not a press secretary, you have to come on the podium every day. You know? So anyway, so many people die, so much things happen. Also, Russia issue. He did some mistake with Ukraine. This is his time. It's not good for America, good for world. I don't want to say on the air. You know, the Afghanistan things. He signed up with Taliban, not Biden. You know that, right?
Say that again. He signed up with it. Say that again.
In Qatar,
Yes.
the Taliban was the control the Afghanistan
Okay.
22 years ago.
Yes.
So our W. Bush administration fight, throw out them and put some other guy for there. 20 years. 20 years or 15 years. Then they put other guy. Anyway, so our current, the ex-president, he invited with.
Oh yeah, I do remember when. Okay, I know what you're talking about. When he met with or had, I don't know. Did he meet himself with the Taliban leader, or he had our people meet with him?
No, Secretary of State.
Okay, I got it.
Secretary of State, they minimize everything, they control everything.
Got
They
it. Yes.
Defense Secretary and our Secretary of State. And that time is the Pakistani leader Imran Khan, you
Mhm.
heard the name, the prime minister, with coalition with him. So they give the power to the Taliban. He signed up, not Biden.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's necessarily saying that Biden was the one who created Taliban. But remember, the Taliban was created as a result.
Taliban is created who?
Well, remember in the 80s, the Russians were fighting over there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was their Vietnam. And we were funding the Taliban because we wanted to keep Russia from gaining a foothold in Afghanistan. So just like Saddam Hussein, we propped them up just to be able to take them down. I mean, am I wrong on that?
Can I interfere you?
Of course.
Our President Carter, he tried to make some groups. He cannot do it. So then, I mean, our powerful leader in America and world history, President Reagan, he make some democracy in whole Russia, whole Soviet Union. You know the history. So he made all Mujahideen, group called Mujahideen.
Okay.
Then Mujahideen is not enough. So he makes some other group this time called Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda with Osama bin Laden.
Absolutely.
So,
I mean, we funded him too. But
we our national security and funding everything. Mujahideen and Al Qaeda. Then Al Qaeda bring this group called Taliban. They say, you guys gonna control. When we gonna throw out these people, you guys gonna be controlled religious way. They make Taliban, Al Qaeda, and Mujahideen both group combined. They make Taliban.
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the only point that I was making is
And
that we funded the Taliban. We propped them up because we wanted them
We build them
to
up.
fight the Russians,
Exactly.
sort of as our surrogates in that part of the world.
Yeah.
So, I guess when we talk about how we got here to what Biden, where we're pretty much like running out.
I'm not gonna. This
Okay.
is the one I'm not gonna blame President Biden.
Oh, I'm not blaming him either. I'm just coming to the place where he was now cleaning up the mess.
Exactly.
But he was cleaning up a mess that was not started in the past 4, 6, 8, 10 years. It wasn't 2 administrations ago. This was in the 80s. We were, so that's the only thing that I was saying that. But this has been the story of America throughout the world. Since we're talking about Dr. King, in his 1967 speech at Ebenezer, where he talked about beyond Vietnam, he said that the United States has been the largest purveyor of violence in the world. And I think that was true in 1967 when he said that. And I think it's true in 2024 today. We have propped up governments. We have created chaos in places, and we've sown the wind. And I think now we're seeing some of the whirlwind that we're reaping.
That's right. We have to go short break.
Oh, well, we got to pay some bills, y'all. We're going on a short break. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back.
Please stay with us.
Stay with us.
Join us every Monday, 1 p.m. for the People's Voice and Politics on Millennium News 24. We're also airing every Monday at 1 p.m. on Roku TV, Amazon Prime, smart TVs, Android's iOS systems, Horizon satellites across the globe, all smart TVs. And we just want to thank everyone for tuning in, because we'll be also tuning on MillennialTVNews.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We are back. I'm here with Dr. Noor. My name is Daryl J. Bennett, and I'm guest hosting today for We the People. We the People. Let's switch topics a bit if we could.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I see one of the things that we were sort of going to talk about is that more Americans think foreign policy should be a top issue for 2024. Let me ask you this, Dr. Noor. What is the number one issue facing this country today?
Whatever the people thinking, I don't think this is the right thing. People, whatever anyone coming on the power, they have to control our border. Number one issue, American, secured our boundary.
Okay, secure our boundary.
Number one issue.
How do we do it?
Listen, we give the security whole of the world. We give the security Kuwait. We give the security Saudi Arabia. We give the security Arab Emirates. We give the security Japan. We give the security to the what is called South Korea. What's wrong with our United States of America, man?
Well, I think the difference between there and here is that, I mean, if you're asking the question.
First, you have to take care of your boundary first. Your groundwork has to be first. Your boundary, and take care your middle class, lower income people, and American, all street, veteran, homeless, millions of people living LA and New York, Chicago, Phoenix, Seattle, Washington, and Detroit. Millions of people, their life is totally held by this administration. They bring the people, they don't know what place they're going to live. They're living on the street. If you go on the, I don't know, on the by Grand Central Roosevelt Hotel, you walk around over there. Did you see anything? You don't check it. 4 or 5 blocks you cannot walk. People sleeping on the sidewalk. Madison Avenue, think about it. Madison Avenue, Fifth Avenue, one of the classical avenue in city of New York.
So tell me practically, Dr. Noor, how do we secure the border? I think everybody's in agreement that borders should be secure. How?
Listen.
Do we send the military?
No.
Do we build a wall?
My brother, when we go to the war, where is the money come from? Tell me.
When we go to war, you said?
Yeah.
Well,
listen, that's you and me.
Where does the money come from?
Yeah, now you
Well, I mean, if you're asking me, I'll tell you. The money, it's not so much that money is coming from places. Businesses gain an advantage from war. So the ones that are producing munitions, the ones that are producing things that we... So
listen. In what is called Ukraine, over $6 billion America already cash, not ammunition, not other things.
yeah.
I am not talking the missile, this, the billions of dollars, $6 billion plus cash they give.
You're saying from Congress, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because it was printed. We can print the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More
but-
than, and over $275 billion all accessories.
Well, I mean, but people are making money from it. That's what war is big business. I mean, you know that.
This is the business we have.
Okay, so
This is the only.
you know they say the only problem with war is peace. I mean, when there's peace, then
American cannot make money. Eh?
okay. So I think the question is, I mean, if we're drawing a parallel between war in Ukraine and what's happening on the border, well, companies benefit from the influx of free capital or free labor that comes into this country. Not necessarily the middle class, not the so-called working class or the so-called lower class, but for certain.
My brother, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
We need a construction worker. We need a cleaning worker. We need a restaurant worker. We need so much worker in America. After Corona, labor short. America, restaurant business, dying. They don't have any labor. Okay? They don't have any labor. Like if you go in Little Italy, if you go Soho, I've been, whole neighborhood in the city of New York. People, oh man, labor short. Worker wanted, every door. And we need people. But we need a legal people. Why you cannot bring the legal people? Why you going to bring the people like that? Legal people, listen, they have a lottery system. Used to.
I mean, yeah, but that lottery system it's just. Do you want to talk about the lottery system? Do we want to talk about the fact that we push certain people ahead because of the countries that they come from? Melania is an immigrant, but the former first lady, but nobody says that because we don't think of immigrants as coming from Eastern, Western, and Northern Europe. We think of immigrants as coming from the Caribbean and South America and Central America. But if I could, Dr. Noor, I think one layer is what you're talking about, which is, okay, maybe people working in restaurants. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
Okay, one thing. I am not a politician, no? You are not a politician.
No.
You love
That's
the country.
a compliment. Yeah.
You love the country. I love the country.
Absolutely.
You born here. I came from somewhere else. My brother, you need a security. I need a security. 5% good people, 10% or 6% is bad people, criminal people. So who you going to bring? Oh, you jail need a money too.
Look, I mean,
oh man.
So let me. I was only going to say, I think the deeper layer is that there are people and entities that make money and profit from the chaos that's created when so many people are here. That's more, I think, the story than people necessarily working in so-called, menial jobs. Although I don't think any job is menial. But I'm talking about the fact that do you think the average rent in Manhattan would be $5,000 if there wasn't such a housing shortage? That is partially created and exacerbated by so many people being here that are not, let's say, that are not legally here. But who benefits from the higher rents? You see, the only reason I'm saying this, Dr. Noor, is because I think to have an honest conversation about what's going on, we've got to really look at first who benefits from the chaos as it stands. That's the real,
deep
that's
state.
the rub.
This is called deep state.
I don't even think that's deep state. I mean, that goes into, I think, a conspiracy theory. I'm just talking about the landowners, the property owners, the real estate owners, the same hands that are building prisons are many of the same hands that own conglomerations of real estate companies, and they benefit, right? It's a benefit to have this sort of chaos that happens here. Victor Hugo said that where there's darkness, there'll be crime. And we shouldn't look at the crime, we should look at the people that have created the darkness. And that's all I'm saying. I think that we've got to have an honest conversation around
my brother,
dark forces.
This is the country, land of opportunity.
Absolutely.
This is the country. If you make it, you make your life.
Absolutely. Make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Exactly. I don't bring billions of dollars from Bangladesh to over here to study, surviving with family. Nice way, middle class way, and I have my own business.
Yeah.
So, I never think about it. Thanks God Almighty and all of our viewers and your prayer, everyone prayer, we are working for human being, for everyone. So everyone can make it. No one is our enemy. But criminal activities, border have to be secure, no matter what. Any country in this planet.
I agree with you on that. But how is what I'm talking about. So let me ask you this, yes or no? Should the president deploy military forces to the border to forcibly stop people from other countries entering into this country illegally?
Exactly. I'm talking just third world country. third world country, country of India. Huge big country though. India is huge, 1.5 billion people. Okay, huge big country. They have a border with Afghanistan. They have a border with Pakistan, and they have a border with China. Okay, they have a border with all the way there of Arabian Sea. Okay, India is huge big. So, and they have a border with surrounding Bangladesh, Burma, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, so many other countries. Millions of people secured their border, soldiers. Okay, I'm talking third world country. In America, we secured whole kingdom making money. What wrong is our border?
So let me ask you this: why do you think?
In
This
China,
goes back to what I was saying. Why?
in China, they have to control their border. No enemy can get in. Though no, criminal can get in.
Yeah, but who wants to go to China? I mean, I say it respectfully. I mean, you're mentioning countries that people are leaving out of. They're not going. It's not this influx of people waiting in line to go to China. I mean, I've been to China. I've seen it. It's nice for what it is. But I mean, it is not in America.
Listen, you've been border side. You've been border.
No, I've not been to the border of China. No, I haven't seen the border.
They have a border with India. They have a border with Pakistan. Okay,
Yeah.
they have a border with Nepal. They have a border with Maldives, India, and they have a border with all way surrounding Korea, to all way Russia.
Yeah. Okay.
China is huge, big too. So they have a border with all of the region. So they have a soldier everywhere. They have a military everywhere.
So why? So let me ask you this:
In
then.
Bangladesh,
Why are we not doing that here now?
I don't know. Our defense team and our Congress and Senate, we don't have our federal. They don't have any soldiers. Federal have any soldiers?
What do you mean federal don't have any soldiers? The United States military is the greatest fighting force in the world.
Every state.
Well, the armed National Guard.
Yeah, exactly. Every state supplying the federal government the soldiers. Okay. Okay.
I guess you could look at it that way, but I don't think I would look at it as the states supplying it.
Yeah, so every state own the everything. Federal just they are controlling. I hope federal they have their own force, own team. Like administration, they have their own team. Federal have to have a own force to control the federal boundary. This is federal boundary.
Isn't that? You got to help me. I'm missing something here. Is that not the United States military?
Yeah,
Isn't that the federal? Okay.
United States military. We have a 50 state, 5 territories. Okay. 50 state. Every state they have our own military, own navy, own air, own everything. Every state, state helping federal, whatever they need.
I don't think that's true.
Navy,
Dr.
no,
Noor.
no. Navy, listen, Navy, Air Force, and Federal Army. They have some surrounding our national security. They have to have a federal national border guard. Like we have a custom. Like every immigration.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. I mean,
every immigration. This is federal.
okay. So let me ask this: would you authorize the shooting of people coming across the border? Because they're there. Okay, you're saying deploy the military.
My brother. Every single year, hundreds of Bangladeshi die by shooting Indian army. Just they are.
Is that right?
Yeah. Listen. Same thing. China killing Indian people.
Yeah, but these are not countries that are I mean, we don't aspire to be these countries.
India is a democratic country. I'm not talking China.
Yeah.
So
you are in agreement with the United States military using lethal force to keep people from.
No, not killing. Not killing.
But that's what lethal force is, Dr. Noor. It's not. They're not shooting rubber.
If you gonna
water guns.
Listen. Our American history, our Mexican brother and sister, they're making tunnel coming to the San Diego.
Yeah.
You know that. Coming to the Arizona.
That's okay.
Arizona.
We agree on the problem. We're past the problem. We're at solution now.
So we have to have border guard, border security. If is no border guard, country they don't have security. We have to have a border guard or border force. They have to make border force.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with using lethal force to keep people from coming. I mean, it sounds like Germany a little bit in East Germany, and
I understood.
You know, under the Russians
no,
2 generations ago. That's what it sounds like to me.
Listen, you talking the democratic. If anyone coming in Britain right now, they're sending to the Rwanda.
If anybody comes where?
In Great Britain.
Who cares about what's going on in Great Britain? Great Britain is trying to be like the United States of America. We have an ideal to uphold. We are the United States of America. The world looks to us.
My brother, I understood you boys. Still, United Kingdom. Kingdom making billions of your taxpayer money, my taxpayer money. You do not know that. Also, you don't have to be talking about those things. Still, they're making kingdom, making billions of my taxpayer money, your taxpayer money. That's why Donald Trump one time he said, "What is this money goes? Why they have to go out?" Everyone say.
Sorry, we'll tell you later. Just sign the check now. You know, look, I appreciate the discussion. I just think how we started this discussion. Remember, we talked about Dr. King, and we talked about the ideal. See, America's not just a country. America's an ideal. It's an ideal that we as a country are even still aspiring to. But it is an ideal that is, we are the beacon of hope for the world.
Exactly.
We can't look at these other countries, especially not China, as a model for how we should secure our border.
Listen, why you don't check in Canada? Go Canada.
I mean, what's going on in Canada?
Oh, now you don't go. Well, Canada is...
But Canada is so... Look, Canada, the only reason why Canada is even in a relevant conversation about anything is because America is thriving. And so, you know, their security will be pretty much safe as long as America remains what America is. But Canada is not talked about. I mean, are they even at the G20? I know they're not at the G6.
Yeah.
Or the G8 conference, excuse me.
Yeah, they are all.
Are they at the G2? No, they're not.
Yeah, they are all.
Canada is?
Yeah, they are all.
Hold on. I gotta hold on.
They check.
Hold on. Okay, I hear what you're saying, but we gotta do a quick fact check. Is Canada
is everywhere. NATO member to everywhere.
So I forgot, it's a G7, G8. You are right. Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, United Kingdom, and United States. I didn't know that Canada was. All right, so I got to put a little respect on Canada. All right, okay, I got it. I mean, and my apologies to anybody that's watching from Canada. I don't mean to offend your country, but you know, I mean, it's outside of the Niagara Falls.
There are only probably 45 million people in Canada.
I'm surprised it's that many.
Used to be 32 or 36. Now, I just verbally. I say maximum 40 or 45 million people. Huge country. Huge country.
Oh, yeah. Well,
huge land, huge country.
But a lot of it's tundra. You know, it's like Russia. It's tundra. Not the same, but I'm saying, you know, a lot of it is uninhabitable. It's polar bears and,
Exactly.
you know, I mean,
People can go clean up and they can be say,
you know, people aspire to be like we are, and I understand what you're saying. I think most people agree
like
the border should be secured. It's how though,
uh,
and at what cost?
listen, one of the city called Newport City. Newport City. Half of the city is American, half of the city in Canada.
Yeah.
The city, they don't have a boundary. They don't have any border. Okay?
Okay.
A small city is a state of Burma. One time, long time ago, we are hunting. I'm talking 80s. We have a walkie-talkie. Sorry to tell the year. I lost myself, and finally, a Canadian border guard found me. What there? He said, "What are you doing here?" I lost. You have ID? Give them my federal ID. Work for federal law. Just watch me. Oh my gosh, what federal law? Yes. He saw my everything, hunting.
Interesting.
And
I did not.
and I said, "What are you doing here?" I asked him, "You are hunting?"
He said he's looking for you.
Yeah, no,
That's what you're there for.
He said, "We are the border guard." I don't see your any base or any ID or anything. Then he told me here his gun and his sometime he half shot everything and he showed the base. I said, "That's okay." And he said, "You need a help?" I said, "Of course I need it." And he took me somewhere, what place I am.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's someplace. Wasn't a detaining center. Hopefully, it was
no.
back to America. Okay, got it.
They can detain me. I work years ago.
Yeah, so they can't. Wow, that's a good.
And
That's
also another powerful department.
that should go unnamed, but I got it. I got it. So, if I want to make sure we're staying ahead on time. How much? Where are we at on time? We good on time?
We can finish short. Give 5-6 minutes.
5-6 minutes.
Or
Okay.
10 minutes maximum.
So, where do you think we're going as a nation? You know, Biden made a speech. I just want to say this real quick. Biden made a speech where he said there's something dangerous happening in America. He made that speech about, I believe it was 2 to 3 weeks ago.
2 days ago also he said he's talking about if Donald Trump come back, democracy is going to be destroyed.
I think this is beyond Donald Trump because he's just one man, like you said, but I'm talking the larger landscape now, Dr. Noor.
Exactly, my brother.
Where do you think we're going as a nation?
As a nation, as a human being, we have to love our country. South to north, east to west. First our country. Then all of the world. Whatever the country inside, our brothers and sisters, they're living, we have to control them. We have to take care our people is too much. Millions of people, so much issues inside. Then we are the powerful nation in this planet. We are helping whole of the world. Whole of the world. We have a big heart, big hand, big mouth. Whatever we say, we do it. We can take care of it. And we can take care of our business too.
Well, it sounds like what you're saying is America first. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but that's a whole policy around it. Is that what you're saying?
No,
I mean,
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about the ex-president.
Okay, I mean, I
just say as a human.
As a human, we've got to deal with the country first. Okay.
Country, listen. We have a lot of disaster. Why we have this kind of disaster? We have a highest scientist in this planet.
The highest, what you said?
Researcher, scientist.
Oh, got it. Okay, yes.
Scientist, So every department, why we have this kind of disaster?
What disaster? Oh, like climate change and all of that?
Exactly.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
And we have so much problem issue in Pacific, uh, like in California side. So many cities wash away when is the flood coming. You don't know that. So many, I know that. So many cities, people, yeah, and it's people thinking about we are not America. Our government banned them out. It's like, yeah, insurance gonna pay us, but we have to give the sand. We have to put some sand, like Atlantic Ocean by Long Island Sound right now. So much wind coming, flood, and is gone. Federal government have to be throughout millions truck of sand. You know, But this is the federal government job to take care of those. Otherwise, the ocean side people, they're gonna be problem. All ocean side, and America have a two ocean, Pacific and Atlantic. And, Atlantic is little cold. Pacific is not cold. Pacific destroy everything. So we have to take care of our people. And every single year, you see the so much lava going on in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Why we have an ocean scientist? What they are doing? They're getting millions dollar a year. What is their job? My question is, what is their job?
It depends on who you're talking about. Different scientists have different jobs.
Exactly.
What job? What scientist?
Federal? They have a federal government, state government, city government.
Okay.
The state have a right to do their side. They are like my part. I have to do my part. You have to do your part. Federal government have to do federal government part. State gonna do state part. Federal government doing nothing. What gonna be happen? Is limbo. The federal government is have to be give the best effort to the people in America first. And they can, of course, we have to have a international policy, we have to have a foreign policy, and we have to help, and we have to check and balance. No one cannot attack us. No one cannot come in our boundary. Like if right now Russia or China try to put some kind of Cuban missile, if it still is our headache, and China try to put something in Mexico. Do you know that? And China already buy the land from the Cuba. See? China, some big city area, oceanside area, buy the land. So our government have to have, our intelligence is everywhere, but they have to do right time, right things, right job. Otherwise, this is national security issue.
Yeah.
Would you like to see the Cuban missile things? 60s, still is headache. And our brothers and sisters in Cuba, still they have you been Cuba?
I have not yet. That's one of the countries on my list.
My brother, I've been 2 times.
Wow.
And
recently or?
No, I've been one time 80s, one time 90s.
Okay.
It's very lovely people, nice people, friendly people, but surviving very tough. Very tough. But they are surviving.
Yeah.
They are surviving.
It's
60 miles, 50 miles away from us. And they don't have a food. They are fled. We throw out so much food on the garbage.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting into a whole nother issue now. I mean, it really is. I mean, let's not forget Haiti, which, I mean, they're still paying for that revolution. They're still paying for the revolution. They're still paying for being the only
brother,
country ever to overthrow European colonial powers when they did. So, 200 years later, and they're still paying for it.
My brother, politics is nasty. Politics is nasty. Like, I don't want to bring the European, what they are still doing in African region. Still they try to colonize. Like France, Dutch, and British. British already get out. They don't have a chance to live any place in this planet. Okay? Same thing France too, and Dutch too. So, America, we are friend of British. We are friend of France and Dutch. But we have to help these people. They are our border. Haiti is close to us. Yeah?
And Disney owns an island there.
Yeah.
So this is where we get back into who profits and benefits from dysfunction, chaos, discord, and destruction. So a lot to think about, a lot to talk about.
Other things I like to say, one thing on the your program today. Haitian people, I don't know you meet with them or not. They have in New York, we have a lot of hardworking Haitian people. Still, we need to work. They work federal, they work city, they work state. Also, they are good contractor, builder. I meet so many people in the city of Brooklyn. Brooklyn, big neighborhood, Haitian people. But our federal government, Biden administration, they send them home from the border. Border side, they arrest them and send them home. Same thing Venezuela.
They know how to secure the border then, though. I mean, that's my point. They know how to secure the border.
You don't like me. You don't like me. You don't have a bad communication with the administration. That's why public gonna be victim. Tell me, you are the president, and you are I am the president of Bangladesh or somewhere else, and you are the president of United States. So you and me, we have a administrative policy. You make some bad policy, I make some bad policy. American people is not going to be victim. Bangladeshi people is not going to be victim. What wrong is it? Innocent people going to getting victim. What going on in Venezuela? Venezuelan people is dying over there.
Well, what's that have to do with the unequal enforcement of border policy? I mean, and as President of the United States, I would immediately instruct my director of Homeland Security that everybody has to go through the same process. You don't get to treat a Haitian different than you treat a Mexican, different than you treat someone who's coming from Slovenia, the former First Lady's country.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's my point. So this goes back to what you were saying earlier. You were talking about why can't we secure the border? We can secure the border, and we do secure the border when we want to secure the border.
Exactly.
But when it's not, it's not palpable, it's not politically convenient. We find reasons and ways to say
you don't like me, and
So that's the tragedy. But this is what I believe. I believe in the promise of America. I really do. And you know why I believe in it? Because the people of America, we always rise to the occasion. I mean, we always rise to the occasion. I do believe that.
Of course.
That's what makes Americans different. I mean, we find solutions. Look at the Civil War. That really should have destroyed the country as we know it. And it did destroy the old country, but we forged a better path. And I believe that as we've done with every century, we've led. We'll lead here too. We'll lead here too. We'll lead here too. And maybe that's a good way to end that. We will lead, we will win. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you supporting this network and supporting what's happening here. I'm Daryl J. Bennett at Millennium 24 News with Dr. Noor, standing in for the regular host. Keep watching, keep supporting, stay tuned.
People's voice and politics.
People's voice in politics, yes.
Please stay with Millennium News 24. Thank you very much. We are at
Millennium
the show.
TV, bridging communities worldwide. We broadcast diverse international content from Europe, Asia, Africa, and now right here in the USA. Watch us via Roku on your smart TV. Submit your own content to 1530entertainmentllc@gmail.com.